When I tell y'all, when I saw the trailer for Squid Game season 2 and I saw that Junho was back, I was so happy, y'all, because Junho, if you're watching this, I love you. I do. What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Squid Game season 2, because finally, the season 2 finally dropped. Season 1 came out 3 years ago. That is so crazy. I am so excited to come here and talk about you guys because I really want to branch out and not do just one little thing. So what I'm going to do is I do reality TV shows, I do celebrity topics, I would do TV shows and movies and everything. And if you guys have any other suggestions on what I should do on my channel, please drop it down in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this page. I'm trying to build up this community. Again, I'm trying to build up to 1,000 followers because I'm trying to monetize my channel. But here we go. I'm going to talk to you guys about the first 2 episodes of Squid Games. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of Squid Games while me doing this video, so I have not seen the rest of the season. So please do not spoil it in my comments, please. I will block you. But I'm going to talk to you guys about the first 2 episodes. I'm going to watch the rest of them. I'm going to break them down into increments. So I might do episodes 3, 4, and 5 into one episode, and do 6 and 7 the last recap, because I think 6 and 7 is going to be like the really big episodes, which I don't understand why there's 7 episodes. We waited 3 years for 7 episodes. It should have been 10, but I'm just glad it's here. And starting off the first 2 episodes, it was actually really good. So here we go. I'm about to start talking about the review right now. So the episode 1 started out like how it ended on season 1 with Jihan. You know, he's back. He's the one that won the money. He's player 456. And he was in debt, you know, just like everybody that goes into the Squid Game, they were in debt. So he won. He got 4.56 million or billion won, I think it was. And so he's going on his plane with his red hair, which they never explained, or maybe they did. I just missed it. Did they ever explain why he had to dye his hair red? I never understood that. But anyway, so he's on the plane because he's about to go to America, because he's about to go and see his daughter. His daughter was taken by his ex-wife. Well, not taken. His daughter lives with his ex-wife, and they took her to America because, you know, he really couldn't do nothing. He couldn't support her. He didn't have no money. So he's on the plane with all his money going to America, gets a phone call, turns around, and goes right back to Seoul. Now, I said this when the show first came out. I said it when everybody was debating it online, and I'm going to say it one more time for the one more time. Jihan, you should have got your ass on that plane, boo. You should have got on that plane. But anyway, we move. I understand why you didn't. And this is TV. But if that was me, I would have took that money and I would have got the fuck on. But anyway, we move. So all of a sudden, we jump to a scene which I don't understand this. Jihan is ass naked in the bathroom. And a little boy walks in. Now, I don't understand why he was butt ass naked. But Jihan had got a call from, I think it was the front man. And he said, you should have got on the plane, which that's what I was saying too. But yeah, he gets that, and then he finds that there was some kind of device in the back of his ear. Now, I remember on season 1, they scanned the players and they embedded something back there. So he cut it out. It was, oh my God, there was so much blood. And then he just drains it. And then we jump to another scene. I think this is when, I'm right. So we jump to another scene, which we got one of my favorites came back. We got Junho. I love him so much, y'all. And if you guys don't remember Junho, he was actually the cop that infiltrated and got onto the island because he believes that the people that made the game was the reason for his brother disappearing. Which, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Squid Game, which you must be living on a rock if you haven't, his brother is the one that's running the whole goddamn thing. And he found that out on the last episode of Squid Games because his brother shot him in the arm and he fell off a cliff into the water. That's why I thought he was dead. But when I tell y'all, when I saw the trailer for Squid Game season 2 and I saw that Junho was back, I was so happy, y'all, because Junho, if you're watching this, I love you. I do. But yeah, we move. So we get to a scene to where he is alive in the hospital. And then after that, it jumps to 2 years later. And then Junho is working as a traffic cop, which I don't like police at all. but I will surrender myself for him. But if not, Junho, it's still fuck the police coming straight from the underground. But yeah, so he pulls over these couples that's on this motorcycle because one of them is not wearing a helmet. And the girlfriend, I think that's the girlfriend, is flirting with Junho, which, boo, I don't blame you. But you don't flirt with another man in front of your boyfriend. That was just kind of stupid. That's why his ass left her and her ass was running down the street. So then all of a sudden, Junho sees his old boss for major crimes and he wants him to come back. And Junho says, you know, I'm good with all that. So after that, we jump to another scene, and Ji-hun now owns a motel in Seoul. It's called the Pink Hotel. But he never has any vacancies, which I don't understand how, because no one stays there. So that's why I was confused. Like, you got a motel and you don't make some money off of this? But we find out why he don't want nobody coming in there, because that's where he keeps his stash, okay? Stash of GUNs and his stack of money. That's where he leaves his stash at. So then we get introduced to this guy. His name is Mr. Kim. He knew Ji-hun before. And I think, okay, anybody in my comment section, now you can answer this. Is Mr. Kim and his people, are they bounty hunters or are they private investigators? Because I know they're not cops. So I don't know what exactly that is. But yeah, so Mr. Kim, so Ji-hun recruited Mr. Kim to help him find the recruiter. If you guys remember the recruiter from season 1, who was the one that was going around recruiting people, trying to get them into the game, causing them to their deaths. Okay, so he hires Mr. Kim and his guys to help look for them. So so after that, time goes by after that, and he says that he's going to give them a prize of 1 billion won, which I don't know how much that would be in U.S. currency. If anyone knows that, if in U.S. currency, please put it down in my comments, because that sounds like a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure if they change the U.S. currency, it ain't going to be that much. Well, not how much it sounds, but it probably ain't going to be. But yeah, we move on. So, so we jump to a scene, and it's Junho again, or sorry, Junho. I'm so sorry for messing up your name, boo. Junho again, his fine self. He is going to a boat, and he meets up with a man, which I didn't get his name. Apparently this is the man that saved him from dying, and I'm so grateful for you because you saved an amazing, beautiful man. Okay, so yeah, so he is determined to find this island because he wants to go, because his brother, like I said, his brother was the front man of the game, and he wants to go and find him again. And I was like, okay, wow, Junho, I understand that, boo, but we just found you. We can't lose you again. And to no avail, like they can't find the island because it could be anywhere, and there's like really no traces of it. And apparently, and Junho also lost his phone. If you remember, he was tracking this shit down, like writing all these notes down, recording and everything on his phone last season, and his phone is lost into the ocean, and it's gone. It's done. It's gone for it. So he's basically starting from square one, which I'm like, damn, you went through all that and nothing got accomplished. But yeah, so we go on. So we get introduced to another new character. His name is Woo. Is Woo something? I'm gonna call him Woo because it's easy for me to remember. So he's Mr. Kim's right-hand man, and apparently him and Mr. Kim are really close because Mr. Kim officiated his wedding. Aww. So Ji-hun pays Mr. Kim, Woo, and the rest of the guys in the Sunshine Capital. Again, I don't know if this is a bounty hunter service or a private investigator service. I don't know what it is. I just know it's not no cops. That's the thing. So yeah, it ain't cops. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what that is. I need to probably go back and watch and see if they ever explain that. So yeah, so he gets his group of men to go to airports to see if they can find the recruiter, because the recruiter could be the answer to who the front man is for Ji-hun. So they're doing this. Apparently they did this all summer long with no luck, until one day they Woo and Mr. Kim is in the airport and they see the recruiter playing that game. I'm so sorry, guys. I, for the life of me, cannot pronounce that game that they're playing in the airport, and I don't want to be disrespectful and mispronounce it. And then, because I want to be respectful to the culture and everything like that. So, and if I can find a way to properly say it, I will come back and say it. But as of right now, y'all know, if y'all watch the show, y'all know what game that they're playing. So they see the recruiter in the airport one day, and then they follow him, and Ji-hun is like, you better keep him there. Don't let him out of your sight. And he's zooming, trying to get back over there. So all of a sudden, Ji-hun is speeding down the Korean streets, going almost 100 miles per hour, and he gets pulled over by Junho and his partner. But his partner is the one that tickets him, not Junho. So Junho says, "Who is that?" So he looks at his name and he recognizes him because in season 1, Heejun had went to the cops and told them about the game, and they didn't believe him. And then Junho was willing to work with him, but then Jihan was like, "I don't think I can help you." And then they go about their merry ways. So we jump to a scene, and the recruiter goes to this park area in Korea, which I think that's where all the homeless people stay. I wasn't familiar with it. I forgot what it was called. It's just like a little open little park area where I think probably where tourists goes or something. And well, what he did before he got there, he bought 100 scratch-offs and 100 pieces of bread, which that place looked like a Starbucks. I ain't gonna lie. It looked like Starbucks where he got that shit from. So he goes to the park and he goes up to homeless people and offers them, "Do you want a piece of bread or would you like a scratch off?" But you can't have both. And of course, the majority of them are going to pick the scratch off because the scratch off said you could win up to $1 million, which would mean, hey, anybody can use that shit. You know what I'm saying? So majority of them did take the scratch off, but I think I remember one person did take a piece of bread. And of course with scratch offs, because I have a history with that shit as well. Them things, you don't win shit on them scratch offs, okay? So of course all of them lost. So at the end of this section, or whatever we're calling it, the recruiter takes his ass to the middle of the park area around all the homeless people, pours out the bread on the ground. So they try to run up and try to get it, and it says, "Are you really wasting this?" And what did this dude do? He steps on the bread, says, "I didn't waste it. You all wasted it." And he's like mad. And he stomps and stomps and kicks, gets rid of the bread. So basically they can't enjoy it. So they still hungry. And he just leaves. So Woo and Mr. Kim are still on his ass, still tailing him. They get to an alleyway, which I'm like, nothing ever comes good out of alleyways. That's why I don't walk down them. So they go down the alleyway. They don't want to wait for Jihan. They want to catch the recruiter guy and stuff because remember, Jihan has offered them some money. And that's a lot of ass money, right? So they go down there, try to chase the recruiter, and then the recruiter just hit the reverse, hits them with the briefcase, just knocks them everywhere but loose. And it's blood everywhere. So then it cuts to a scene of Jihan showing up. And Jihan sees that there's blood, but there's no sign of Woo and Mr. Kim. We got to a scene where the recruiter done got Woo and Mr. Kim tied up and is forcing them to play rock, paper, scissors -1. Now, myself, I never heard of it. So anyone that didn't heard of it and was confused like me. So rock, paper, scissors, you know about rock, paper, scissors, right? Rock, paper, scissors. And so what you're going to do is you're going to play rock, paper, scissors on 2 hands against an opponent. And then just say, like, if I have paper and rock, and then the other one has scissors and rock. So we get to we have to put behind our backs which one we want to play. And then the person that is either a tie or the person who has, you know, that can beat the other thing wins, basically. But he put a twist on there, too. He made them play Russian roulette. So whoever loses, you know what I'm saying? But he put 1 bullet in the revolver. Just 1. So there's a 1 out of 6 chance that it will go off. So they're playing it a while. One of them got disqualified because they were scared to play. When they saw he was serious, they were like, okay, let's play because this dude is crazy. So then what Woo and Mr. Kim just did, they just drew the same thing and just showed the same, like they both picked rock. So they just did rock. If they both had paper, they just did paper. So the recruiter got a little bored. So what does this motherfucker do? He goes and from 1 bullet in that revolver to 5. So now there's a high that has, unless you pray to God himself, that pew was gonna go off on somebody. So that's when they kept doing the let's just draw the same thing. But then Woo draws both hands and both of them are rock. And Mr. Kim has a hand with paper and scissors. So it's either Woo can keep his, because he has rock. He can't change anything else. So it's all up to Mr. Kim what he decides he wants to do. He can either keep scissors out and have Woo win, or keep paper out and he wins. But in the midst of the moment, because poor Woo was really going through it. What happened was when he said rock, paper, scissors, then he said -1. Of course, Woo shows his hand and does this because he was like, I think I'm about to die. Mr. Kim, Mr. Kim didn't move his hands and basically spared his life and let Woo live because Woo had wife and kids. Oh. I do like Woo. Woo is actually a funny character. I love his character. And Mr. Kim, he's a soul. He was just gone too soon. Ugh. Oh, no. But yeah, I can't. We move on to the next scene. This is like close to the ending scene of episode 1. Ji-hun goes back to the Pink Motel. And then he notices that his lights are on. Like I said, he don't keep the lights on. Because he has vacancies, but he never has no rooms available because he doesn't want to keep that motel in business. So when he goes into the Pink Motel and he sees the recruiter that found his way in. And then this recruiter, his crazy ass, he sits there and makes them play Russian roulette. I don't know what's his thing with Russian roulette. I mean, is that like a kink or something like that? Me, myself, never would play that shit, especially not with real Pum, okay? So they're going back and forth. Ji-hun is saying, you're basically, you do what master tells you to do, basically. And of course, he wants to find every excuse in the world as to why he don't do it. Like anything, you're bringing people to their deaths when you go and recruit them because they're at the lowest point of their life and they ain't got nothing to lose. So basically, he's right. So they play Russian roulette. There's one bullet in the revolver. So and he doesn't keep switching around. He keeps it as is. So there's a high chance that it's going to be on the last person. So they're going back and forth. Ji-hun, it gets to the last two. Ji-hun, so a 50-50 chance that it goes off. He pulls it, doesn't go off. Now it's the recruiter's turn. And this is why this recruiter is so crazy. This whole time that he was playing with that gun, I can't say that word. He was playing with the Pum. He was smiling and laughing the whole time. I'm like, I don't know what you laughing about. This is not a laughing matter, okay? So it gets to the last point, and then all of a sudden it just shoots to the camera. He smiles, and then himself. And that's where episode 1 ends. Now, the recruiter, he was crazy. But I think he was another person I was going too soon. I think they could have kept him around like a couple more episodes. Then could have took him out. But yeah, like, he ate this episode. The recruiter, and he kind of cute too. It's the suit. It's the suit got me. And Junho, his suit, his outfit got me too. His little patrol outfit got me too. Oh, let me stop, y'all. Yeah, but overall, episode 1 was really, really, really good. I really did enjoy it. And now I'm about to discuss you guys episode 2 right now. Okay, so start episode 2. So how it ended last episode with the recruiter, shooting himself. So Junho is actually outside the Pink Motel because he was able to find out that that's where Ji-hun lives, works, owns, basically. Here's the gunshot. He runs in there like the Superman that he is. And then he goes and finds Woo in a room tied up. The recruiter brought Woo and tied him up to the bed. Oh, poor Woo. And then he's saying, where's Ji-hun? Where's Ji-hun? They find him. I don't know why I sounded like that. He goes and finds Ji-hun. And the recruiter is dead. And Junho tries to arrest Ji-hun because he sees a dead body. And then Woo comes from behind and knocks Junho out. Which I was like, ugh, no, my baby. But I'm glad he wasn't dead. So that's how that happened. So then when we jump to a scene of a girl in a car, this is a new character. Her name is Noel. It's either Noel or Noel. It's spelled like Noel, but I think they said Noel. I'm going to get it right by the end of the season. I'm so sorry, y'all. The way these names, I am struggling, but I'm trying. So Noel is a new character. So she's sleeping in her car. So from what we learned about her character, she escaped from North Korea, going to South Korea. And she actually had a baby that she was separated from. And so she has been like working there to try to figure out, what happened to her child. She's been like paying this. Now this person, I don't know if he is a social worker or private investigator. Because I remember he was in the first season doing the same shit to, what's her face from season 1. Her name is I'm drawing a blank on her name from season 1. But y'all know who I'm talking about, the lead from season 1, the lead girl from season 1. He did that same shit to her. So yeah. So she is working at an amusement park in Korea. She's this pink bunny, and we just see that, and all of a sudden we see this cute little girl You see this cute little girl, and she has a strawberry hat on, and the pink bunny is her favorite character. And then she goes and gives her a picture, you know, because like little kids, they like when they're around characters and everything like that. So all of a sudden, we jump to a scene. Jun-ho is tied up in the bathroom, not tied up, he's handcuffed to the bathroom. Him and Ji-hun is having this talk. And they talked about how, you know, haven't I seen you before? And to Ji-hun, he didn't know that Jun-ho saw him inside the game. So Jun-ho broke in the game, was one of the masked people, and talked to him, but he didn't know that. So they met twice, which I forgot about too. I just remember that first time they met, and then when they brought it up, I'm like, did they meet twice? And I'm like, damn, that's how you know it's been so long, y'all. And I even rewatched it and I didn't remember that shit. So yeah, that is crazy. So they say, so Woo, Jun-ho, and Ji-hun, they team up. And they want to see if they can figure out how they can stop the game. So what Ji-hun did, took them to a room where he had all his money laid out. All that money. I was surprised he had that much money left, knowing that he was just giving all these people all this money. He was just throwing money around like it was candy and all that kind of shit. So he still had this money and everything like that. So they wanted to work together and do it. So what happened was the recruiter told him that there was going to be a card where he can go and meet the front man. And they do a meeting. They have to go to this club in Korea. So, yeah. So we jump. So we jump back to the amusement park area, because this is where she is still sleeping in her car, because she ain't got no house. She's still sleeping in her car. She gets approached by somebody, because, you know, they give the card to enter the game. And it was weird because it wasn't the recruiting process. So I was confused as to why she got the easiest way to come into the game, where everyone else had to get slapped to come into the game. You know? So then what happened was, the next day she quits her job at the amusement park, and they just told her, I just got to handle some stuff, you know? I just got to handle some stuff. And then I'm thinking, okay, she's about to go into the game. She's about to be one of these players. It's like, we're about to say goodbye to her. So then all of a sudden, when she's leaving the amusement park, we see the little girl again, the little girl in the strawberry hat. So she passes out, because also I didn't shut up. This little girl, she has cancer. Oh, so sad. Yeah, she has cancer. They have to rush her to the hospital. She drops her hat, and she goes to the hospital to bring it back to her, and they find out that she needs some kind of surgery, and her dad, her guardian that's looking after her, don't have the funds. And I think that's foreshadowed that he's gonna be going into the game. I'm just saying that because, again, I told you guys I didn't watch the rest of the episodes while making this video, so I'm talking as I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen next. Okay, so that's what happens, and then jump to a scene, and we go into the meetup in the Halloween scene with that. So Ji-hun goes to the meeting at this big club in Korea, which that club looked really nice. I didn't know they got down like that in Korea with those clubs. I love that. That's why I need to go and visit. But yeah, so they go and meet up, and then they're just waiting around, all because they're thinking that they're going to see the front man. So what happened was the front man actually had one of his guards, the guys in the pink suit that had like the triangle, circle, and square. They showed up in the club, and then all of a sudden, one of them attacks Woo. Like, why do y'all keep attacking Woo? Why? But yeah, they attack Woo, but you know, Jun-ho, his Superman that he is, goes in there and helps him, and is trying to make sure Ji-hun is okay. So what happens is one of the masked men takes Ji-hun, they go to the back, and he sees that there's a limo out there. That's the limo that they would bring them in on season 1, but none of them know how it looked like because they was always blindfolded. So he gets into that limousine, he's talking to the little piglet, the little piggy bank thing, and it's the front man, and then Ji-hun is like, I want you to stop the game. Like, you are killing people that's down their luck. You need to stop. And of course, the front man is going to be like, they choose to play the game. I mean, when you get people that are in debt and down on their luck and they ain't got nothing to lose, what you think they're going to do? Just saying. But all of a sudden, Jun-ho goes out there. So all of the recruits that was like the bounty hunter, Mr. Kim's guys, they're back again, and they have to go and track down a limousine. While they're like tailing them, all of a sudden we see a sniper take out the cars, so they completely lose Ji-hun. So they don't have eyes on him no more. So then what happened was Ji-hun is like basically saying, I want you in the game, end it. And then all of a sudden Ji-hun says, let me go back into the game. And I'm like, and of course I'm thinking, okay, Why would you do that? You have all this money. And he wanted to say, I forgot what he said. He had said something like, I want to show you that it wasn't luck, that I actually know how to play the game and everything like that. And then the front man gives in and said, okay, knocks him out. The partition comes down. The front man was in the front the whole time, which I knew already. That was anticlimactic. And then basically, Ji-hun is going to return to the game. And that's how we end off episode 2 of Squid Game season 2. I am so ready to watch these next couple of episodes, y'all. I love Squid Game so much. And so that's all I have for episodes 1 and 2 of me vaguely recapping. I try not to put so much in there because I know some people who haven't seen it yet. And I don't want to like give it too much away because these episodes are an hour, which I'm not complaining. But yeah, I can't sit here and talk for an hour. Hell no, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So I just touched on the basic points of it, but I'm going to be back very soon to recap you guys the remaining episodes. Again, my next video on Squid Games might give you episodes 3, 4, and 5. If not 3, 4, and 5, then just probably 3, 4 to keep it. It depends on what happens. If anything big happens, then I can kind of put them all together. But that's all I have for today, y'all. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys put in the comments, thumbs up the videos to get that engagement up. I'm trying to build this community, and I'm going to be here probably Sunday because Your Fault actually comes out tomorrow or today for some people, and I'm going to be recapping that one as well, and I want to get that one out as soon as possible. I like to get it out while the show is already currently airing so I can get my engagements up. So be on the lookout for that one. Also be on the lookout for my Baddies Midwest and my Not As TV reviews. And then I'm going to come to you guys later again with my Squid Games reviews. And if I can find another show that I can recap or any brand new shows, I'm thinking about doing XO Kitty. That's going to come on Netflix in January. So keep an eye out for that. But that's all I have for you all today. And I hope you guys have a great one. Bye. She was gonna be my favorite character. I'm so mad that she's not there. Y'all, she was eating it. When she took her picture, when they said smile, she was like, don't tell me she didn't eat it. What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya, and I'm back with another video. I'm here to talk to you guys about episodes 3, 4, and 5 of Squid Game. Squid Game just came on 2 days ago on Netflix. I posted a video for episodes 1 and 2 yesterday. I finally finished the whole season, so I won't be spoiled, but I'm still going to do the episodes in small increments instead of me doing it all together, because if I do, I'm going to have like an hour video, and I do not feel like discussing an hour video. So here I am about to talk to you guys about episode 1. Before I do that, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I can't stress that enough. I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel. Liking the video is free, so go ahead and do that. So I'm about to talk to you guys about episode 3 right now. So before I get into the episodes 3, 4, and 5, I want to touch on the new characters that we have on the show, because instead of me, when they come up, I want to go ahead and just get them out the way right now. And then when I'm talking about the episodes, you guys know who I'm talking about for those who haven't seen it yet. If you want to see it, this is a spoiler, so don't watch the rest of this video. So the first character we have Thanos. He's a rapper. Now, he's played by this guy named Top. He used to be an idol. He was in the group Big Bang. I heard about them vaguely. I wouldn't say like I'm a big K-pop fan. I do listen to some people in K-pop that I'm like interested in. Like, I listen to Blackpink, I listen to BTS, I listen to GOT7, I listen to ITZY as well, but I'm not like one of these big K-pop fans. Okay, so apparently there was like some controversy about him some years ago where he tried to unalive himself, and I heard that when people found out that he was going to be on the season of Squid Games, like the people, like the community of the Korea, wherever he's from, I think it's Korea. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that, but they were threatening to not watch the show if he was on. I'm like, if it's something that happened years ago, can y'all just let that go? But either or, I loved his character. He was the villain. He's a rapper. He lost his money by investing in crypto, which
I want to do crypto at one point, but I'm so glad I didn't, because I heard people be losing their money on there, and I do not want to be one of those people. And I feel like you're stupid if you invest all your money in crypto. I feel like you should just do a little bit and see how it goes, and then start doing it again. But don't invest all your money in crypto. But yeah, so he was a rapper. He lost all his money in crypto. The next character we got, his name is Minji. I'm so sorry if I messed up his name, y'all. These names, I'm struggling, but I'm gonna get there. So his name is Minji, I think I want to say, but I'm gonna call him, his name is MG Coin. I'm calling him Mr. MG Coin. So he was a YouTube star that was telling his subscribers to invest in crypto. He lost his money in crypto, and his people that subscribed and invested in crypto lost their money too. So that's where Thanos come in, because Thanos was one of his subscribers and listed him and invested his money in crypto. So they got beat. So we got him out the way. And also he's the ex-boyfriend, baby daddy of a new character we have. And so her name is Junhee. Junhee is the ex-girlfriend of Mr. MG Coin. And she's coming into the game and she's pregnant. Which, whew, like, girl, she really played this game pregnant. And I was like, girl, I commend you for that. But yeah, next character we have Jungba. I think that's how you say it. It's either Jungba or Jungbei. He is actually Gi-hun's old friend. We saw him in season 1 very vaguely, where Gi-hun was asking him for money because his mother was in the hospital, and he couldn't do it because he was like, he was struggling himself at the time, which is why now he's in the game. Okay, so the next new character we have, let me go down the list. We have Daeho. I really like him too. He's really cute. And he is an ex-military person. I forgot what his reasoning for being in there was, like what was his money situation, but he becomes like in the friend group of Gi-hun and Jungba. So that's where it is. I really like this character up until the last episode, but we're not there yet. I'm making a separate video for the last episode. Next new character we got, we have Hunju. Hunju is a trans woman. And she is in there because I think she said that she wanted to start over, and she also wanted to get her surgery because she has not gotten any surgery for the transition. So that's her main goal, to be in there, and she wants to take the money and go somewhere. I think she said she wanted to go to Thailand, but I'm going to bring that up in the episode where she talks about that. And she just wants to start her life over because, you know, when she came out and said that she wanted to do this transition, people turned their backs on her. And I think she was also in the military too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but she was in something. So I do remember that. So I really like her character. We have Namji, I think is how you say his name. He is also a crypto victim. And he's Thanos' lapdog as well. Didn't like him at all. He was very like a yes ma'am to Thanos. It's like, you really coming off as a fan ass person, okay? So next we have, who I love, we have Youngsik, and I'm gonna call her mom. So it's the mother-son duo. I'm gonna call her mama. But Youngsik and his mother. So they're in there because her son has debt. So he was going in there to pay his debts off. Little did he know his mother was in there too, trying to pay off his debts as well. Really love the mess. I really love the mess dude. I really love her character. She shows that she's a mother, and she was very caring throughout the whole entire season. And I love that they, spoiler alert, they did not kill her off, because I was scared for a second. But yeah, next player, we have two new players. We have Simi and Minsu. So they're just two new characters in there. They didn't specify as to why they had money problems, but everybody here has money problems. I just don't know the specifics as why they had money problems, but they just said they wanted to get the money and they wanted to get up out of there. So then the next one we have Junsuk. He is the father of the little girl who we saw in episode 2. She had cancer, and he's in there because she needed some kind of treatment that he could not afford. So that's why he's in there. And then we have the next woman, Sion, I think that's how you say her name. I'm gonna call her the witch. This girl, she's the witch, because she was just talking about somehow karma's gonna get you. Like, she was creepy. I don't know if I like her character. I think somebody like her is needed. I just was not a fan of her character. But yes, so we move on, and then we have we had this one character, and I was really mad that they killed her off on episode 3, because I was seeing some kind of like sparks between her and Thanos. I thought we was gonna get like a little sex scene between them, like we got in season 1 with the other two characters. I'm mad that they killed her off. I'm so mad. But her name is Haiwan, and she was also a crypto victim of MG Coins. And we're gonna get to it. I really liked her. I'm sorry, I liked her, and I'm so mad that she's off because she was cute. And then the last one, didn't catch this person's name. They probably did say it, but they didn't call him by his name like majority of the rest of the season, so I know. But number 100, don't like him. I could not stand number 100 throughout this whole entire series. I wish he would just shut the fuck up. And I'm really upset that he didn't die in one of these games. I was hoping. I said, okay, you doing all this talking, but you gonna die in one of these games. We didn't see it. But that's for everybody. That's the new characters. Of course, I already explained the new other new characters in my last video, so just go back and watch my last video. So now, sorry you guys, now I'm going to start talking about episode 3. So guys, I'm starting off episode 3. I'm not going to go through every single thing that happened in the show, because like I said, these episodes are an hour long. I ain't talking about shit for no hour. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I'm just going to touch on the really big points that happened in the episode, and I'm just going to keep it moving. So basically, episode 3 starts off because, you know, Gi-hun, he's back into the game. He told the front man that he wanted to go back into the game because he wants to save everybody. So, but what happened was there was a tracker. So Jun-ho and Woo from episode 2, they put a tracker in his tooth. I think that's how they did it. It was like some kind of tracker in his tooth. For some reason, when he got brought in, they found that tracker in his tooth and they got rid of it. Because Jun-ho and Woo, like throughout this whole course of this episode, is trying to figure out where the island is so they can get Gi-hun before he starts playing the game, because there is a chance that he will make it through. So basically, that's how it happens. So then okay, but before they get to the first game, of course, we're meeting all the new characters and everything like that. The mother-son duo, I told you, Mama and Young-sik. I think that's how you say his name. I'm so sorry if I messed it up. I think it's pronounced Young-sik. Young-sik and his mother, they found out that they're in there. She goes up and asks him. She said, "I'm in here because I'm trying to pay your debt." And it's like, I just love her. She's just so funny. She reminds me of somebody in my family. She does remind me of somebody in my family. And then they're just, you know, going through everything about how it's going to happen. And what I did notice about this season of Squid Games, they changed it so much. Now, because last season, they didn't tell the players how much money that they were going to win. They made them wait until after they finished the first game. And also a big difference is, after each game, they can vote on whether they want to continue playing or if they want to leave. If they want to continue playing the game and make more money, or if they want to leave because they don't want to die. Now, I feel like that was like really, really major. I feel like they should have probably kept it, but if they would have kept that, that means we would have had to lose a whole bunch of people and then just end up with one person at the game. And it's like, because I was kind of iffy. It's like, are they going to do the same season where everyone's just going to die again? Especially like the main characters that we got to love. And like almost all the characters from season 1 who were dead. And we got to love them, but we didn't get to know more of them because they're dead. We can't see them on season 2. So basically that's how it was. And then what was the last one? I think that's it. Like, yeah, that's how much it changed. They told him how much money we're going to get is 45.6 billion won, which I saw what it is in U.S. currency. It's supposed to be over $30 billion. So, I don't know. It's a lot of money. But yeah, so yeah, they told him how much money they were going to win, and they had the choice if they would like to leave after each game. Which I'm like, okay, that is something very different, which is probably why it wasn't as ruthless this season. Because I feel like season 2 was kind of more lighthearted. It was still like they were killing people, but it was more lighthearted than season 1. Season 1 was like really, really ruthless off the gate. And this one just seemed like it was kind of laid back. I don't know if it was like a certain direction they were trying to go in. I'm not sure, but I did notice that off the bat. I said, like, the game doesn't seem like it's that ruthless like I thought it was going to be, because I was prepared for that, but no. So we move. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So they're getting ready to get prepared to go to the third game. Thanos and Namgi, they confront Mr. MG Coin because they're mad because they invested their money in crypto and lost everything. So they basically said, when we get out of here, you're going to pay me my money because I want my money back. And Mr. MG Coin is going to like, you know, because he needs to pay money too. But I'm like, you probably ain't going to see that money. So yeah, so that's what happened. Then we finally get to the game. We see they play Red Light, Green Light is back. So Red Light, Green Light is back. And Gi-hun is trying to make sure that everybody knows what's going to happen. He knows the deal. And he says, do not move when they say red light, because they will kill you. And of course, everyone thought that he was crazy until it actually happened, but they found out. So this is where I got upset, y'all. They took out my girl. Her name was Haiwan, the girl like I told you. She was going to be my favorite character. I'm so mad that she's not there. Y'all, she was eating. When she took her picture, when they said smile, she was like, don't tell me she didn't eat it. I was so mad, and like I said, I really thought like I saw some sparks between her and Thanos, and we really didn't get like a love scene like this episode, like a little romantic vibe. Not this episode, but this season, like we did on season 1. They really missed out because it seemed like season 2, if y'all noticed, it was like a more younger people, because season 1 had a lot of older people and this one had a lot of younger people, so you would have expected that, but I don't know why they didn't take that approach. But yeah, I was really mad when she did that, but she got taken out because everybody was still in the game up until a certain point. And I was like, oh my God, are they really gonna let everybody live through this first one? But it's red light, green light, somebody has to die. So after she got taken out, one of the players look and see that she's dead. So then what happens? She freaks out, and that just starts a chain reaction where everyone is freaking out. And then what happens? They all get sniped. So then finally they're able to get to the end of the red light, green light game. A good chunk of people made it through. A good chunk of people, of course, a lot of chunk of people didn't make it through. What was really messed up is where the guy got shot in the legs, but he was technically eliminated, but he wasn't shot dead. And then Noel, who I told you guys about in episode 1 and episode 2, she is actually one of the people in the pink suit. She's not a player, so she takes the killing shot and shoots him. And I was really sad because like he crossed the finish line. Yeah, he got grazed, but y'all could have let him slide. I felt so bad about that. So yeah. The red light, green light is over. They finally get back into inside, and they tell the people, hey, you know, this is how much money you guys accumulated. I should have wrote it down. I'm sorry I didn't. I forgot how much money they had. They said, I know like almost over 100 something people got eliminated. So what they do, the people that got eliminated just add that money up, and they were going to split it between the rest of the people. I think it was like over 200 players still left, and a lot of them saying that's not enough. That's not enough. I don't know how much like won is, because when they said like 70 million won, that sounds like a lot of money to me. But in U.S. currency, I think it's more lower than that. I should have been fact checked that, but I did fact check how much 45.6 billion was, and they said it was almost 30 million in U.S. currency. But 7 million won, that sounds like a big amount of money, but maybe it's not that much in won, because I don't really know how that works. But they said between all of them, it's not going to work. So they said either we're going to go through the X's and O's. So X is if you want to leave the game, O if you want to continue to play the game and accumulate some money. So what happened was they're doing their thing, and it's tied up. So at Ghost Town, we see player 001, but player 1 in a sense. And we see the back of the player 1's head, and I'm trying to figure out, like, dead ass. When I was watching this, I'm trying to figure out what was going on. And then all of a sudden, they go up to player 1. He's the tiebreaker, and he chooses to stay in the game to accumulate some money. We see that the player 1 turns around, and it's the front man, y'all. When I tell you that took me out, I was not prepared for that. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm thinking that one of Gi-hun's old friends or somebody he knows came in there, and then and they just introduced the person now, because I was trying to figure out what they were doing. But plot twist. So now the front man is acting as one of the players because he's trying to keep his eye on Gi-hun. And that's where the episode ends, y'all. But so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna talk to you guys about episode 4 right now. Guys, we move on to episode 4. So the episode opens up with, in episode 4 is player 1, who is the front man, like undercover or something like that, and he's trying to get close to Gi-hun, and you know, trying to feel him out, trying to figure why are you back, like what do you want to do, and all that kind of stuff. So Gi-hun, you know, is opening up and telling people. So then a whole bunch of players ask him, hey, how do you know like all this stuff? Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that. So in the last episode, in episode 3, at the during when they're confronting people, Gi-hun comes out and says how he's played the game before. He knew what to do during red light, green light, because he's played before. He played 3 years prior. So then that's why he was telling people it's good that you have to go and leave. So then in this episode, we have people coming, they saying, well, if you've been here before, that means you must know all the games. So they're trying to get like some information so they can win. But it's like, if everybody keeps going through each game, you guys are not accumulating any money. So that's what was happening. So that would happen there. What happened next? Oh yeah, we have Mama. She goes and checks up on Jun-hee, and Mama knows that Jun-hee is pregnant because of how she walks, and also because she's a mother. And it still blew my mind that she was up in there pregnant though. Whew, she was up in there pregnant. All right, and next, what happens next? Oh yeah, so then we have Thanos and Namgi, they go and they beat up Mr. MG Coin, and then player one, who was the front man, he steps in and he beats them up. I was like, that shows me that this man is really, really crazy, because the way he beat them up is like he didn't have to do all that. But yeah, so we move. The next one we have, let me see. Oh yeah, we get like a quick scene where the people that are in charge, I'm not sure what we call them, the mask people, basically. They have a problem with Noelle, who is number 11, because she keeps taking too many kill shots. Because apparently they need, the people that they shoot, they need their parts, their body parts to sell organs and all that kind of stuff. And they can't sell them if they're not still alive when they take it out. So they can't just be dead, I think. I think that's how they explained it. I'm sorry if I messed it up, but I think that's what they said. All right, so then we move on from that one. And oh yeah, does Noelle know the people that works there? Because she came to talk to one of the masked men. I think he's like second in command because the front man wasn't there. Like, did she know? Like, did she have some kind of history with them? I wish they would have touched more base on that. I know we got that conversation, but they should have touched more base on that, and I'm mad that they didn't do that. So yeah, and let's see. Oh yeah, and we get a quick segment of my man, you know, Jun Ho, and he still needs the police assistance because he needs to find his island, and of course they think he's wacky and ain't believing a damn thing that he says. So yeah, that's why I don't like police. Anyways, so we get let's see what happens. Oh yeah, so then we have Jun Hee. So I remember I explained that Mr. MG Coin and Jun Hee, they were in a relationship. She got pregnant. She finally comes and confronts him because she thinks that he's been avoiding her, and he says that he didn't know she was in there. I'm like, well, it's 456 of y'all, so it's too many people to notice you anyway. So she goes and confronts him, and then she tells him that she's pregnant, and he sees her stomach, and she's pregnant as hell. And then he thought that she got the abortion. She says she did. And then she says that I'm gonna take care of this baby on my own, and then turns around. You go, girl, but I don't know how you're gonna do that if you in debt. But anyways, so what's next? Oh yeah, and Thanos, they never specified, and I was trying to find this and I could not find the answer. He has like this cross necklace where he's hiding some kind of pills in there, some kind of substance. They never clarify what he was taking, because someone said, was it like ecstasy, was it ketamine? He said no, the stuff is just really strong. And I'm like, what's stronger than that? And it didn't look like the powder, so I don't know what that was. So yeah, that he did that as well. They never specified what kind of substance he was taking, and it just killed me that they never said what exactly he was taking, unless it was just something for the TV show and they just want to keep it a mystery, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we go to the next game. So because Gi-hun says that I played these games before, I know what the next game is going to be. He thinks it's going to be Dalgona. So if you guys remember, Dalgona is where they had the cookie and it had a shape in there and you had to cut it out. And you had to cut it out perfectly. Like, not like, you know, like drawing outside the lines or something like that. You could not crack it or you were gone. So they went to the second game and he told majority of the players, and they're expecting it to be Dalgona. No, what the next game is called Six-Legged Pentathlon, I think that's how you say it. Like a triathlon, but it's like a pentathlon, I think is how you say it. So basically, what happens is you have teams of 5, and your guys' legs, you're tied up. So you play 5 mini games, and you're like going around like a circle where's a rainbow. So the first game is Dakji. I finally got the name right, guys. So that's where you play the game where you have the little boards and you slap them on the ground and you have to flip them. So you got that one. You have a flying stone. I think you just have to throw the stone. It has to hit the other rock. It has to knock it down. We have Gunji. Now this is the game that confused me. Like they have 5 little I think dice. They're not dice, but they're kind of dice. Like they got to throw them in the air and catch them, and then put it on the back of the hand and then catch them again. I'm not familiar with that game. That game kept confusing me when I watched it, and I kept rewinding it, trying to figure out like how you're supposed to win. Like I just know you're supposed to catch it, but like what's the point of like throwing it in the air multiple times? Anybody that's familiar with that game, can you explain it to me down in my comments? Thank you. And the game 4 was the spinning top. You just take a top, you wrap it, and you have to throw it and make sure it turns to a spin top. And it has to do it the first time. And the last one is Geji or Jegji, I think that's how you call it. It's basically where you take a toy and you have to kick it 5 times. So yeah, and then you have to do that within 5 minutes. You cross the finish line. If you don't make it in time, you're dead. You're eliminated. So I don't have much to say on that one. I just know the first two teams that went, I know it must suck going first, but the first two teams that went, it looked like they were on a roll until one of them got to the Flying Stone, which was actually game 2, and he kept shit in the bed. Now, he finally got it at one point, but he stepped over the line, so he had to do it again, and you have to take, your whole team has to go and grab the stone, you got to go back. Now, if anybody have done like 3-legged races, that's a pain. So imagine doing it with 4 extra people next to you. Yeah, it's crazy. And then basically the episode 4 ends out with the team. It's the mother and son duo. It's Hunju. It's Young Mi, who is a new character. I forgot to mention her. And the witch. The witch, y'all. So that's what ended off episode 4. Episode 4 it was like ups and downs like that. I feel like they could have done a little bit more. But yeah, that's what I got for episode 4. But I'm about to come to you guys with episode 5 right now. Okay guys, here I am with episode 5. So basically this episode started off like how episode 4 ended off. Episode 4 ended off where they're still playing the second game. It's the 6-legged pentathlon. I'm so sorry for messing it up. And then it starts off, we finally see the team of the mother and son duo, Hunji, Young Mi, and the witch. So it starts off, they are literally on a roll until they get to the spinning top, which is game 4. The witch has to go, and she is fucking up. And every time you throw the spinning top, your whole team has to go with you, and you have to go pick it up, and you have to start over again. And it gets to a point where she is literally like, I don't think it's our time, guys. Like, today is not our day. Like, that's basically what it is. Until Hunji slaps the shit out of her, and she says, you better not give up, you better go and do it. So basically that must have slapped some sense into her, because she did the spinning top again and she got it perfectly. So they get to the last one, which is Jeji, I think that's how you say that. I'm so sorry if I messed it up. Basically you have to take the toy and just kick it up in the air 5 times. So Hunji has it, and she tells everyone, don't look at me, turn away while I do this. She does it perfectly, and they cross the finish line, and they're the first team to win. Yay, I'm so glad, because the mother and son duo was on there, and I love the mother, and I didn't want her go. I didn't want to see her go. I'm sorry. The witch can go, but I didn't want to see the mama go. So yeah, so after that, we just get like a montage of some teams going, because like I said, there's too many people. I would have lost interest if we had to see every goddamn round of people doing it. No. So yeah. So we see some montage, some teams going, some win, some lose. It seemed like majority of the people won, because I think after seeing the first teams go, they were able to pick up a strategy and pick up some kind of rhythm. So of course, you know, Gi-hun's team goes last. So they're literally on a roll. They knock out the first game out the park, they do the second game out the park, they do the third game out the park, until they get to the spinning time. That's where player 1, the front man, that was the one that he had to do. It seems like he was about to do it. He was about to do amazing. He throws the spinning top and he shits the bed. They go and grab it, they pick it up. For some reason, he does it again, and then it flies back. And I was like sitting here thinking, like, is he intentionally throwing it, or does he really not know what he's doing? Because I was like, you don't really know what you're doing. Now you understand how everyone else feels, the people that you bring to this game, how they feel when they're in that position. So I'm like, and then all of a sudden, he's like going hard on himself. He's like slapping himself. I'm like, calm down. Like, you are really crazy. But yeah, so eventually he gets it, and then they get to the last game. Of course, Gi-hun, he knocks out the park. They cross that finish line, and they win. Yay! So we get back inside to the holding, the sleeping areas, and the common area. That's what we call it. We got to the common area where everyone's beds are, and they see that, you know, a lot of people. I think at this point, it's like almost like still like 200 people, I want to say, or 100 and something people. I wasn't sure. I really should have wrote how much down. But basically, they lost some people, you know. So then we get there and we finally get Hunji's backstory. She basically, like I said before, she basically wants the money because she wants to get the transition. And anybody, I know about people that has transition, and they tell me that it's a lot of money. So that's where she wanted to do with it, and she wanted to take the rest of her money and start a new life somewhere else and build her life, because she basically doesn't really have life, because her family like iced her out when she came out and said she wanted to come and transition. So sad. So, and I kind of noticed that, you know. So yeah, a lot of them were just getting a lot of backtalk, a lot of stories. So then the mass and people come in, and they said, okay, you guys completed game 2. Here's how many people we lost. Here's how much money you guys have accumulated, and we're about to do another round of O's and X, where you can decide you want to stay in the game or you want to leave the game. So in this round of O's and X, people are mad because they're saying, this money, even if I leave out of here with this half of money, that's not enough to cover my debts. Y'all are crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, number 100 just got on my nerves this whole entire season. I'm like, can someone take him out, please? And he's not going. But yeah, so they like the people who decided they want to stay, they blew it out the water. I think it was like probably like 100. I could be wrong. Do not take this seriously, but it was something like this. It was like 150 people wanted to stay, and then like 120 people wanted to leave. But it was something to that extent. And, you know, it was like, because Gihan, he wants to get her out of there. Because, like, and they just said, we just need to play one more game. Just one more game. And it's like, you're not guaranteed, because what if this next game is something that you're not good at? You know, you're not guaranteed that you're going to make it past this next round. Like, you guys are just gambling too much. And then when you're gone, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? So, what was the next one? Okay, so we have, again, Thanos and Namji is picking on MG Coin. So what happens is they finally take Minsu. Minsu is a guy in there. He's another character. They bring him into their group, you know, want to take him under their wing. They just want to be his punching bag, because they know that they can manipulate him, because he seems like he's very like timid, and he's like a wimp basically. So they're in the bathroom, and they confront MG Coin, because he was one of the people that voted that he wanted to leave. And like Thanos said, like, I can't believe you was trying to leave, because the money you were going to get, that's not enough to pay me back. So they're picking on him, and then he's about to like punch him or something. And this is when player one comes in there. Now, like I said before, a couple minutes back, player one beat the shit out of Thanos. So they're scared every time he comes around. So he finally left him alone. You know, so then there's a nighttime scene, and Junhee and Mama, they go to the bathroom, and she's checking up on her, because Junhee says, I just want to go. Like, I need to get out of here. Like, I'm pregnant. And they said she was almost about to pop, which is like, woo, girl, and you're doing this. If this is like, you're 8 and 9 months pregnant, you about to pop doing this, I commend you, boo. Yeah, so that was just like a really scene. She says, I don't know if I can do any more of this, because I have a baby to think about. Okay, and then let's see. And then we finally get a scene where Jungba and Jihan, they're having a talk, and they're asking, you know, why did you come back? You won, you got us money, why did you come? Jihan is like, because I wanted to save people. I want these games to stop, which, you know, I don't blame him. But, you know, if that was me, though, I would have took that money and would have went to America. Just saying. Yeah, but, yeah, so we get a lot of, like, you know, talking and, you know, sentimental moments. We finally get to the third game, and this is almost towards the end of the episode. The third game is called Mingle. So basically, they're on this carousel, and it's a kid's song, and there's like 50 doors. I think, if I said that correctly, I think it was 50 doors. Yeah. So what happens is they're gonna go in a circle. When the music stops, the person over the intercom is gonna say a number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Your job is you have to get that group of people. So if they count out the number 3, you got to get 3 people. You got to go in a room. You got to close it, and you got to lock it. If you can't find somebody, if you don't do it in time, if you don't make it to a room, you're eliminated. So that's basically how the game goes. And we're going to see more of the game when we come back for episode 6. But that has how episode 5 ended. So, yeah, that was a lot, y'all. Okay, so far my thoughts on Squid Game is like, I don't know why it feels like the season is feeling a little rushed. Like, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm entertained and I will go back and rewatch it. But something about this season so far, getting up to this point of episode 5, it seems rushed. It seems rushed, and they're leaving out some like important details that they needed to like come into fruition. Like, we're getting some people's backstories, but I would have liked to know about Junhee and MG Coin's, like, how did they end up together and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I want. And I don't know if they're building it up for season 3, because spoiler, I'm going to explain that into my video for episode 6 and 7. It didn't end. It ended like on a cliffhanger, and we didn't see the rest of the games. A lot of people are still in there, so we don't know who wins, or we don't know if they decide they just want to go. So we don't know what's going on. I still like it. I still enjoy it, but at this point, it looks like season 1 is still eating up season 2. It's interesting characters this season, but just something about this season, it feels like a whole different show. And I don't know if that's the vibe they were going for. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not going to harp on it. I'm still going to be here. But that's all I have for you guys for today. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'm going to actually come to you guys in the next day, because Your Fault just came out. That's on Amazon Prime. I need to go and watch that. I need to get my notes, and I have to come to you guys with a video about my thoughts on that, because I've been so ready for that to come out because I love it so much. But I'm going to be back for you guys. I'm probably going to get the new video for episode 6 and 7 out tomorrow, just to end out the weekend, and see if there's anything else I can come and talk about. But that's how I feel about Squid Games, and then I might give you guys my overall thoughts about Squid Games in those videos too. But that's all I got for you guys today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Player 100, who I do not like. I do not like Player 100 at all. He got on my nerves this whole entire season. What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya. I'm back with another video. Today I'm about to give you guys my final recap of episode 6 and 7 of Squid Game season 2. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys my overall thoughts on this season and what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what could have been better, what they could have kept out, and also happy 2025. Forgot to mention that. And we know that season 3 is coming this year. Thank God we ain't got to wait 3 years for this third season, because of how long we had to wait for this season. It was kind of, you know, but yeah, so I'm about to give you guys my last thoughts about 6 and 7, what happened in there, and then at the end I'm about to give you guys my overall thoughts of Squid Game season 2. So I'm about to give you guys them thoughts right now. Okay, so basically what started off episode 6, it was titled O and X, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I was named that. So it started off how it ended off on episode 5, which I'm not sure why they're doing that a lot this season. Like, it seems like we had more games on season 1, and then season 2 they're ending off like episodes with the games and everything. I didn't like that, but I'll say that for the end. So it started off, they started the Mingle game. So basically with the Mingle game, it if I can remember correctly, it was 50 doors. And then so basically they're going round and round in a circle, and when it stops, because they're doing this song, it was a really, really cute song. I'm about to input it in for you guys right now. Yeah, I found myself kind of like, and I'm so sorry, y'all, if I messed it up. I can't speak Korean. I'm so sorry, y'all, but that's the vibes. So basically they have to go down a circle, and then when it stops, the person over the intercom is going to yell out a number. So that they're going to say 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7 or 8. Sorry. And then that's how many people you have to find, and you guys have to run into a room. So the first round, I'm not going to break down each round, but I know the first round, I think it was 10 people. Was it? Yeah, it was 10 people. The first round, they had 10 people. And so basically, you have to find your group of people, go into a room before it goes down to 1, because I think they were given 30 seconds to find the group of people, find a room, get in there before the room locks. And if you're not in a room before it locks, you are eliminated and you're basically killed. You guys know how Squid Game goes. And also, if you try to trick them and try to go into a room, even though you don't have the amount of people, you can still get killed. Because one team thought they could get away with that, and they caught their asses because they had cameras. There's cameras everywhere in there. So yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, so they went, I think it was like 4 or 5 rounds. Somebody correct me in the comment section. They went like 4 or 5 rounds. And so basically, so the main characters, you know, the ones that had the speaking roles, didn't die, but except for one person, which was young Me. She was one of the people who wanted to leave the game. She was one of the exes, because she said, I don't know if I can survive. What I remember from her death, they were running to a room. I think it was like the second to last round. I think they were running into a room, and she got knocked over or something like that. And it was like, the timer was like at 3 seconds. So she literally had to like speed and go to the room before the door closed. But the trans woman, which was Hunju, I think it's how you say her name, Hunju or Hunjo. Please correct me, I'm sorry. But you guys know the transgender woman that's in the show. Tried to go and get her. But what happened was Mr. MG Coin pushed her out the way, got into the room,
right when it locked. So I felt so bad because I really did like Young Me's character. You can tell she was just so like a pure soul. And I just hate when we have those people that we love and they die, you know. So yeah, that happened. And then, but like MG Coin said, she was gonna make it to the room in time, so you guys would have been disqualified. You all would have gotten killed. So it's either you had to lose one or all y'all gonna get killed. And I don't like Mr. MG Coin, you know, he's like kind of a bad person, but I don't think he's like a shitty person. He just makes some really stupid, dumb decisions, especially like knowing your girl is pregnant and you ain't talked to her 6 months. Yeah, that. So yeah, that happened. And then what else happened? Oh, another part that happened was the front man, you know, who's undercover, he's player number 1. Him and Young Bae, they had to go into room. When it was down to the last round, it was 2 people. Because I remember the last round had 126 people. Is the mathing? You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so the last round had 126 people. And then the last round, it was 50 doors. So that means 2 people for each door. So that means 26 people were going to be gone. So all the leads, they all found a room. And what else happened? Yeah, they all found a room, and it came down to the front man and Young Bae. They were a team together. They got a room, but they saw that somebody was already in there. So one of them had to leave because there only had to be 2 people for a room. So the front man told him, you know, get out, get out. He refused to because, you know, who wants to do that? So what he gonna do? He goes and takes it upon himself and kills the man right there in front of Young Bae. And at that point, Young Bae was like, something's not right about him. I don't know if I trust him, because he had like a really, I don't know what you would call it, but you could just tell that something was not right. I could tell that, even though I knew he was a front man, I knew he had like a motive. I can tell by just watching. If I had I not known that, I would have said, yeah, something ain't right about him. He seems very off. And then I think Young Bae started to find it. Everyone else is trying to find the good in him. That's basically happened. So let me think. That game happened. I don't think nothing else happened except like some let me see. Yeah, nothing else happened except from like some little things I want to like just point out. Like the mom and son duo, like they was trying to find a room, and then this group came and took the son, leaving the mom by herself. But thank God she was able to find a room, because I would have been so mad if they killed the mother off. I told you I call her mama because I loved her character this whole entire season. And the son, I said, I know you're trying, but you didn't try hard enough. You should have kicked one of them so you can go get your mama. But you both made it to the next round, thank God, because if they would have killed her off, I would have hated him the rest of the season. So yeah, and what else happened? Oh yeah, Thanos and Namju, I think is how you say his name. They were a key this well, Thanos was a key this whole entire game. Like literally everybody is like you know, trying to focus, like, okay, if we don't find a room and we don't get this shit together, we're gonna die. And he was just sitting there just free of life, happy, jumping around. He was doing something I saw on TikTok, that this was like a move from his old K-pop group, and that was like a big thing. I was like, again, I'm not like the biggest K-pop fan, but I do know of K-pop. I do look at some videos with the, like I said, I listen to BTS, I listen to GOT7, I listen to Blackpink, I listen to ITZY and ATEEZ, I listen to them. But I'm not like one of these, like I said, these fans who's like really obsessed with K-pop and know about every little thing. That's not me. So I didn't pick up on that. But that's why we have TikTok. But it's probably going away. But anyways, so yeah, that happens. So episode 6, that's like half of the episode was them finishing the Mingle game, and then, excuse me, once the Mingle game was over, then oh yeah, so the next episode, though, it was 100 players left, and so that comes up to 35. I think it was 35 million won. I want to say, is it 35 million or 35 billion? Was it? No, it was, yes, 35 billion won. I was like, yeah, so I forgot how much a piece, but it sounded like it was going to be a pretty penny between everybody that's left. But of course, you got people that are greedy and wants to keep playing. So they have their, this will be the 3rd round of voting. The O's X, because you like they said, after every single game, they get to vote on whether they want to continue playing and keep increasing their money, or do they want to leave and just split whatever is left up there, which I'm gonna get to it when I get to the end and say my thoughts on that. because I do like that, but it killed kind of like the suspense, like how season 1 had it. But yeah, so that's what happened. So they have their second line of voting. A lot of people that are X's still voted the same instead of a couple of people changed to O's. So it's 100 people. So it's going to be either 50-50 or it's going to come down to one person that's going to change their vote. And then, so basically, while they're voting, it's like very, very tight at the moment. The X's have the votes until they get to the end. I remember it was one person who was an X who changed to O, which you so stupid. But yeah, and then number 1, which is, the front man of the cover, he voted X to, leave the game. So it made it tied. And then the only way that they can break this tie is they have to vote again, but they don't have to vote again until the next day. So, they do their same thing. They're chilling in the common area. They have dinner. They're talking about what's going on. They're talking about, how can we get these people to come on our side? Because there's not a chance that all of us will make it. We need to get out now while we still can, which, smart. But you have people who don't think that way. And you got people who are in deep, deep debts, like Player 100, who I do not like. I do not like Player 100 at all. He got on my nerves this whole entire season. Oh, and side note, I was on TikTok, and apparently the actor that plays number 100, I don't know his name. His name's not coming for me. I'll pin it when I go back and edit this video. Apparently, he has some like legal issues. Like he was a Chester once upon a time. You guys, when I say Chester, y'all know what I mean. The word that rhymes with Chester. He did it with a 16-year-old, like in the early 2000s, and they say he's actually like on the registry, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I've heard that I saw that on multiple sources, and I saw it from multiple people. So unless they're lying, go blame them. I'm just saying what I saw. So when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, because it seems like this season they've casted so many like people who have these problematic pasts, and all these people who have like these criminal backgrounds and all this kind of stuff. Like, I guess they let anybody in the film industry. Well, makes sense, because if you guys watch Quiet on Set, they were hiring Chesters all around Nickelodeon in the 90s and early 2000s. So honestly, but it's like still doing that in 2024, now 2025, it's very questionable. But yeah, Player 100 is in deep, deep debt. So he was just like selfish. I know you have to be selfish, but he was taking the selfishness to the next level. And I just did not like him one bit. I wanted him to die so much. And when I heard that story about the actor that plays him is apparently is a Chester, I was not surprised, because look at him. Look at him. When I saw him, I was like, yeah, something about you I don't like. And I'll tell you, my intuition always tells me, yeah, something's not right about this person. And when he looked into the camera with those crazy eyes, I'm like, ugh, yeah, he did it. It's true. He did it. Whatever they say he did it. But yeah, anyways, where was that? I went on rant, y'all. I just had to throw that out there, because Player 100 got on my fucking nerves this whole season. Especially when it came down to the votes. Like, I really wanted him to die so bad. I know that sounds so terrible. I wanted him to die so bad. But anyways, let me stop. Let me get off his ass. Yeah, so, yeah, they're in the common area. Back on track. In the common area. And then, they're talking about, like, how are they going to be able to, get people to switch sides and able to get people to be like, okay, we have to win so we can get the fuck out of here and take our earnings. So then what happened was Gi-hun, he notices because they're actually eating dinner, he notices that they don't have plastic forks. They gave them actual like metal forks. And when he saw that, he was like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us to kill each other, because if y'all remember on season 1, they did that right off the bat. Like, they were killing each other right off the bat. It seemed like it was taking forever for them to get this on season 2, which I'm like, that's probably why it felt so rushed. Because I was waiting for when that moment was they can realize, okay, if they kill each other, they know that still counts as well. But then again, I didn't want them to do that, because I didn't want like some of my favorite players to get killed. So he noticed that. So then all of a sudden we jump to the men's bathroom. You got Thanos and his lapdog. They're trying to like get Minsu, because yeah, like I said, Minsu is like the guy who really doesn't have a voice. He's kind of like a wimp, thing. He's not a, how's I can say that? He's not really like a man, really. He's like very quiet, and he's like a yes man, because he just really doesn't know how to stand up for himself. So they're trying to like get him to vote to stay into the game, because Minsu was one of the people that switched sides. He was a no, then he voted to leave the game. So they're trying to like get him to change his vote, saying, please just change his vote, just one more game, we can get out of here. But mind you, they've been saying one more game for the last 2 fucking games. So when is the one more game the last fucking game? But anyways, so yeah, that happened. And then all of a sudden, Mr. MG Coin, he comes up and he sees that, and he's telling them, leave him alone. Like, why are you guys trying to get him to change his vote? Like, that's cheating and all this kind of stuff. And then, they're just going back and forth. So in the bathroom, the men's bathroom, it's basically the O's versus the X's. Like, they all are just going back and forth. And then Thanos, like, is tempting Mr. MG Coin by bringing up June Heat, because she's pregnant. And MG Coin and her, they were together at one point. He got her pregnant. And I'm trying to think. I don't think they know he's the one that got her pregnant. I think he just thinks that they're trying to make something in the game. Could be, so, they're kind of tempting him with that. And when they brought her up, that's when MG Coin, he just finally stood up for himself. Because before, he had a mouth on him, but he really didn't have the hands to back it up and didn't have, like, the fight to back it up. This time, he was like, listen, y'all not finna talk about her. So what he did was he swung, but damn, he missed. He missed so bad and all that kind of stuff. But he missed. Thanos hit him back, and they're fighting. And then all of a sudden, it's just this all-out brawl in the boys' bathroom. And it was so crazy. Everybody, the O's and the X's, they all were fighting each other. And then that's where episode 6 ended off. I like how episode 6 ended off. I was thoroughly entertained, maybe because we saw more of the game in episode 6, and that's probably why I love this episode so much. But yes, that's all for episode 6. But I'm about to come to you guys with episode 7 right now. Okay, so boom. Episode 7 starts out. It starts off how it ended on episode 6 with the big fight in the guys' bathroom where the O's are fighting the X's, because MG Coin tried to swing on Thanos. Thanos jumped in, and then all of a sudden the O's and the X's are fighting each other. So then all of a sudden we just see everyone is like, they're really going in, and the guards are outside the boys' bathroom. And I'm thinking, like, are they not going to stop this? They are in there listening to them brawl. They're antagonizers. Oh yeah, so then all of a sudden Thanos has MG Coin, has him on the ground, is choking him out, and it looks like, and his face was like bright red. I was like, oh my god, no, don't die. And what does he do? MG Coin does. He takes the fork and stabs Thanos right underneath the chin, and Thanos is dead. And Thanos' his yes man saw this, and then all of a sudden he killed somebody. So when they saw that all of a sudden there is like a whole bunch of people just killing somebody, I think in this point, I think 5 people got killed during this brawl. And then because the 5 people getting killed, that accumulated the money. So they said this player, this player, this player, this player, and this player are eliminated. Kind of sad. So, kind of sad that Thanos is gone. But honestly, he needed to, because he was just high this whole entire thing. And again, they never specified what drugs he was on in the show. That he was just taking these colorful pills. They never said what it was. But whatever he was taking this whole time made him more and more wacky and weird. But he was entertaining TV. So rest in peace, Thanos. But you had to go. So they break up the fight. They bring the rest of the players back into the common area. Everyone's like trying to figure out what's going on, because they say, hey, these players are eliminated, and everybody's not knowing, hey, what's going on? Like, we haven't played any games. They come in and said they killed, they kept saying, oh, the O started it, no, the X's started it. It's just a whole bunch of back and forth. And then they're worried because now the O's have more players. So if they would have, in this sense, would have voted right now if they want to leave or stay into the game, not the O's. Did I say the O's had the more? No. Sorry, scratch that. The X's have more votes. The O's have less votes. So in this sense, if they would have went and voted right at this moment, the X's would have won the vote and would have been able to go out. But then that's what happened. So everyone is like really worried and stuff. They'd be like, what are we gonna do? Like, we don't have the numbers, mainly the O's and all that kind of stuff. But with the X's, they have Gihan over there, and he knows what's gonna happen. He says now that they know that you can kill people and that can accumulate money, what the O's are going to do, they're going to come up here and attack us so they can have the votes to stay in the game and continue playing. Like, he was already on top of that. So all that had happened, so Gihan in the corner, like with with the crew, and he's like trying to tell him the only way we can end this if we take out the person that's in charge. And of course, the person that's charged is in this fucking group, number one. And then they're just like talking, so he said, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. When the lights go out, they're gonna try to come and attack us, which I did not understand. Like, if I was Gi-hun, I would try to protect all the exes. He says we have to sacrifice some of them so the plan can go out. I'm like they literally was hiding under the bed while all the exes were getting attacked. And I was like, I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I didn't like that. But yeah, so that happened. And then, when they attack each other, when lights go out, all the O's came over there and attacked each other. I was really upset when Namgu, I think I say his name, attacked the girl. Her name is escaping me. I forgot her name, but she was the girl that was with Minsu. Like, she was the one that was trying to like get him to stand up for himself and try to tell him to stop letting Thanos and his friend or his side lapdog try to intimidate you. Yeah, that one. I just forgot her name, but I'm gonna put her picture in the thumbnail so you guys know who I'm talking about. I hated that she died. And then Minsu tried to help her, but he threw a bottle. You threw a bottle, but you didn't do anything. You really could have jumped down there and could have helped her. But instead, you watched her die. Didn't like that. So, yeah. So, after the guards see that everybody is, all the dead bodies in there, they come in there and they try to, help them. So, what Gi-hun's plan was for them to take the guards' guns and try to find where the person is in charge is. They successfully do it. They acted dead, and then what they did was they took the guns and they killed a lot of the guards. And the plan was going good until, there was 100, 200 more guards that came out. I was surprised. I'm like, how many guards have they got in here? Like, damn. But so, yeah, so they're in the common area. He takes, so mainly it's all the men plus the transgender woman, Hunju, I think that's how you say her name. Everybody else stays back while they try to do this plan, because it's basically it's war in there now. So they try to go and find the person that's in charge. They have to split up, but it's like an all-out shootout war. Like, it was so crazy how many, the last I think 30 minutes of the episode was them, the shootout of them trying to get up there, and their plan just failed. And then also a big moment that stuck out was Daeho, one of the new guys on here. He was really scared. And I know they say he was in the military, so I feel like me watching, I think he has PTSD, and that's why he was so shaken and so nervous, because he has been this strong character, and then he just had this weak moment, and that just took me by surprise. I loved him all the way up until this point. I was like, but then again, it's somebody that's struggling with PTSD, you can't tell them how it's supposed to feel. So that one, I kind of felt for him, but he was supposed to go get some more ammo. He got the ammo, but he was so scared to go back up to them because, it was so crazy. And then, so I remember Gi-hun and Jungbae, they go off and they try to go see the person in charge, but then they get ambushed because there was nothing but shootouts. It was like I said, there's nothing but shootouts everywhere. And then I'm not sure what happened. Oh yeah, so the front man, player number one, who was helping them, he's helping them do the shootout and everything like that. He finally he snaps back into his front man was it mentality? Yeah, mentality. He jumps into his mentality, and then he actually kills one of the people that were helping them doing the ambush. And then Gi-hun is like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? He goes on the walk. He try to make it seem like he's dead, and then he actually shoots one of the people that were helping him. So basically, how it ended off, because I was so surprised to see when I was watching the episode, how much closer we were to the end. I'm like, hold up, how are they gonna wrap this up? Because I wasn't expecting the ending. I was not. I was thoroughly shocked. All of a sudden, we just see all the guys, everybody has to surrender. So basically, all of that was for nothing. And so the front man finally comes out. They still don't know that it's player number one. He goes back into his front man outfit. He gets Gi-hun and Jungbae. And it looks like they're about to shoot Gi-hung, but me knowing that he's the lead, they're not gonna shoot him. I knew that off the bat. I said they're gonna shoot Jung-bae, and that was actually really sad because I really did like Jung-bae's character. I didn't think I was gonna like him, but I ended up really coming around and liking him, and they killed him off, and I was so sad about that. I think I almost started crying when they shot him, especially when Gi-hung was crying. Whenever Gi-hung cries over somebody, I cry too. So the front man had said something like, say goodbye to somebody, to all you love, or something like that. And I think that's when they shoot Jung-bae. And then all of a sudden it's just Gi-hung just crying over his body after, like, you know, the guards and everything is there. And he's just crying, and then cliffhanger. And then we get a little teaser of the doll, and we see a guy doll as well. And then it was over. And that, everyone, was Squid Games season 2. Now that I was able to get all these episodes out to you guys, it was really a lot because, you know, because it binged all at one time, so I had to do it in small increments. But now that I finished it, I'm about to give you guys my overall thoughts of Squid Games season 2. Now, one thing that I did not like was that this season only had 7 episodes. I was not expecting a cliffhanger. I was watching this thinking like, okay, all these characters I love. I was like, okay, so they must, I think that's probably why they're doing this twist to where they could leave if they didn't want to continue playing. I think that's why they started doing it. But yeah, but I'm sorry, I jumped off that. But I didn't like that there were 7 episodes. A couple weeks ago, I went back and binge watched season 1. And then I went back and looked at it again. I was like, how many episodes did season 1 have? Season 1 had 9 episodes. That's why I feel like season 1 felt like it was so long, but I was able to process so much. This season 2, I don't know if it was just me. If anybody in the comment section, you guys can elaborate on that. It felt like season 2 like went by so quickly. Like I was easily able to like see what's going on. Like I literally got to like episode 5, and then episode 6 was coming, and it said 1 episode left. I'm like, but why did it feel like it was so rushed? Yet we have all these answers. But from what I can understand, and you know, working in film and everything like that, they're like trying to wrap all this up in season 3, because we know season 3 is the final season. They already came out and said that last year. So that season 3 is the last season of Squid Games. Which, you know, I don't know how I feel about that, but it's like, what else can this show really talk about? You know, like, because once they find out who's running it, that there's no point of the show keep going. So I kind of understand from producer's standpoint why they'll do one more season and then just wrap it up, because, you know, and then there's other stuff that we can do. So yeah, I didn't like the season had 7 episodes. I didn't like how fast it seemed like the season went by so fast. I feel like there's still a whole bunch of stuff we need to answer, but then that can be as to they're trying to do it for season 3. Wrap this all up because it ended on a cliffhanger. I didn't like that it ended on a cliffhanger, but I understand what they're trying to do. And so another thing I didn't like about it was it felt like, it didn't feel, like I said, like in my last video, it didn't feel as ruthless as season 1. Like I said, it took them forever to do that whole you guys can kill each other. Like this, they literally waited on the last episode to do that. It was like, well, where's the hype? Y'all should have got that like on episode like 4 at least, because they did it right off the bat on season 1, and that's what kept making it interesting. Because that's why, like, whenever they would go to sleep, they would be like, what if they try to attack us when we're sleeping? So we got to see that. The only person that was on high alert when they was sleeping on season 2 was Gi-hung, but that's the thing, he just didn't want to take no chances. But everyone else was like sleeping. They were chilling because they didn't know you could do that. And they also, like, they changed so many of the rules. Like now, like I said, season 1, there was no you could leave and take half of the money. I remember on season 1, they said if you leave, you don't get any money. And this season, it seemed like they made it a little too much easier. And they never, I don't think they explained why they changed that up. And I'm not talking about like from director, I'm talking about in the game. Like they never in the game say why we did this, why we changed it up. Season 1, you could not leave. You had to be there until the last person was there and everything like that. And what else happened? I think that was it. But that was a big thing. And then also having multiple chances for it at that. Then on, like I said, on season 2, they said, hey, after each game, you get to decide if you want to leave and you guys can split the money. And I feel like it was like, oh, so that's what I feel like, because if they're going to give us, I feel like they saw that in season 1 too, all the characters that we loved had died. And, you know, I feel like when they did season 2, they said, I feel like they said, let's kind of change it up, because we know some characters that people are going to love, and let's just not, because if season 2 ended and there's only one winner again, it'd be like that was on season 1 as well. So I'm on the fence if I like that, if I didn't like that. And also with season 2, I didn't like that we didn't have a lot of games. Like last season, we had so many games. This season, we only had, was it 3 games? Yeah, we had 3 games, guys. We had red light, green light. We had the that 6-legged thing that pentathlon, I think is how you say it. And then we had the mingle game. 3 games. Which last season, I think we had like, what, 8 games last season? If I'm mistaken. We had like 7 or 8 games last season, or maybe more than that, because I think one episode they played like 2 games, I think that was. Yeah, we had more games. Like, yeah, season 2 didn't have a lot of games. So when every time they kept saying we're about to go and play a game, I literally forgot, because, you know, the games wasn't talked about this season. I wanted to see more games. And it looks like maybe season 3 we're going to get the rest, but it's like, the hype is going to be gone for me. So that's what it was. So yeah, that's like the little tips I had on there. I feel like on this season they had a lot of younger people. That's probably why it felt like a different show. Like, it didn't feel like Squid Game. It was Squid Game, but it didn't feel like Squid Game like we knew the first season. And I think it's because season 2 had a lot of younger people and season 1 had a lot of the really older people. We had some older people in season 2, but they weren't really as in our faces as much. We saw like a lot of the young people that was in our faces. I feel like that one as well. And then, was there anything else? Yeah, I think that was everything. That's everything. So what I would rate season 2 of Squid Games, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Don't get me wrong, I still liked it. I will still go back and rewatch it and everything like that. But I feel like I would rewatch season 1 more than I would rewatch season 2. Season 2, like, it was still good. It was really good, but just something was kind of off. And I said maybe it's because they ended off on a cliffhanger, which is why I'm rating it the way I'm rating it. And that's probably why I'm saying, like, it was kind of like, it didn't, to me, necessarily live up to the hype as it was supposed to, because we, like, when Squid Game season 1 was so successful, and we've been waiting for Squid Game season 3. And you know how Netflix like take it, and we now realize we know why it took them so long to do give us season 2. Did I say season 3? You guys know what I meant. We realized why it took them so long to give us season 2 is because they were filming season 2 and season 3 at the same time. Understandable and everything like that. But it's like, I don't want to shit on it, but that's what I said. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. But like I said, I really did enjoy it. I will go back and rewatch it. When I turn on Netflix, will I go and just click on it really quickly? Nah, not really. I'll watch something else though and everything. But you know, they still did their thing. I still enjoyed the storylines. I liked, and also what I said forgot to mention is, with this season, I think I liked more of the characters on this season than I did on season 1. Season 1, I hated so many of the characters. I love so many of the characters this season. I really loved, of course, I love Gi-hung. I loved Junhee. I loved Thanos. I loved the mother and son duo. I really liked the trans woman. I loved Jungbae. I loved him. I loved Daeho. I loved every single character on this season except for Namgoo and Player 100. I didn't like them. Hell no. But yeah, so that's and Thanos, I loved his villain character. Yeah, so season 2, I loved more of the characters than I did on season 1. So that's how it was. That's how I am rated on that one for you guys. But that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. Again, Happy New Year. I know this month XO Kitty is coming. I'm going to do that show. I know they binge it all at once, so I'm probably gonna have to do it the same way I did this show, where I just did it down in segments. Because I cannot sit down and talk about a whole entire season in one episode. I mean, in one video. No. But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys today. And I'm Happy New Year again. starting out 2025, I want to be successful on YouTube. I want to build up this YouTube community. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe this channel, please. I want to get this out there because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers so I can start monetizing my videos. Again, I need to get paid. I got bills. So thank you. And if there's anything else you guys would love me to talk about, any other TV show suggestions you want me to talk about, please drop it down in the comment section below. I'm still doing my Baddies Midwest and my Now This TV reviews. I'm still doing movie reviews and everything like that. If any new movie comes out, I'm going to be touching on it. And I'm also going to be doing like celebrity topics as well. I just need to get some really juicy ones. I'll start doing that kind of segments. And also I do music. So I'm going to be dropping my music on YouTube. But again, I love you guys. Thank you guys for supporting my first 2 videos of Squid Games. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.